The year is 1864. The United States is deep in its fourth year of civil war. Over 500,000 men are dead. The Union hangs in the balance, and in the White House, one man bears the burden of saving a nation from tearing itself apart. Abraham Lincoln, a former rail splitter, lawyer, and self-taught scholar, now leads a country torn by slavery, rebellion, and doubt. He is often criticized, rarely understood. Behind his weathered face lies a mind that wrestles with law, morality, and war, and a heart that has known deep sorrow. Tonight, in a rare conversation, President Lincoln speaks candidly about the Union, the burdens of command, and the future he hopes might yet be possible. This is not a speech. This is not a rally. This is a conversation with a president in the midst of crisis. Mr. President, thank you for joining us. The nation is in the midst of civil war. I must ask, do you ever wonder if this war could have been avoided?
Avoided, perhaps? Prolonged compromise might have delayed it, but it was bound to come. This nation cannot endure permanently half slave and half free. That was not a prediction. It was a necessity. Slavery was the serpent under our table from the start.
You've been criticized by both sides. Abolitionists call you too cautious, while others say you've gone too far. How do you respond?
I am not bound to win, but I am bound to be true. I have tried to act not in wrath or haste, but in the interest of union and of justice. My paramount object in this struggle is to save the Union, and not either to save or to destroy slavery. But if I could save the Union without freeing any slave, I would do it, and if I could save it by freeing all the slaves, I would do that. But I do not forget that slavery was the cause of the war. To end the war and leave it untouched would be no peace at all.
Do you believe emancipation was a moral or political decision?
Both. You cannot separate the two in this office, but in my heart, I have always hated slavery. If slavery is not wrong, then nothing is wrong. Yet as president, I could not act solely on personal feeling. Emancipation had to be done at the right time, with the right authority, and with purpose, else it would fail.
You've spoken of a government of the people, by the people, for the people. Do you still believe the Union can survive as such?
I must believe it. If this experiment in liberty fails here, then what hope has mankind elsewhere? Democracy is not the easiest path, but it is the right one. The people are the rightful masters of both Congress and the courts, not to overthrow the Constitution, but to overthrow the men who pervert it.
Do you ever feel the weight of those who have died in this war pressing upon you?
Every day. I see their faces in my sleep. I have signed letters to mothers who gave all their sons. At Gettysburg, I said the living must be dedicated to the unfinished work which they who fought there have so nobly advanced. I meant it. Their sacrifice must mean something.
What keeps you going?
Faith and humor. I have been driven many times to my knees by the overwhelming conviction that I had nowhere else to go, but I also believe in laughter. If I did not laugh, I should die.
And after this war ends, what do you see for America?
We must bind up the nation's wounds. Malice toward none, charity for all. We are not enemies, but friends. We must restore not just the Union, but the better angels of our nature.
One last question. Do you think history will remember you kindly.
I leave that to history. My concern is not whether God is on our side. My greatest concern is to be on God's side. For God is always right.
Abraham Lincoln once said, "I claim not to have controlled events, but confess plainly that events have controlled me." In these uncertain days, there is no telling how this war will end, or what kind of country might emerge from it. But in his quiet words, we hear the weight of leadership, the constant strain of conscience, and the hope, however fragile, that a house divided might still be made whole. For now, the questions remain, the fighting continues, and the president returns to his desk to face another day.